Charles. This is normally Terry Tuesday, but I guess we got to go with Trent Tuesday today.
That's right. That's
Two
right.
for Tuesday. Yes, indeed. Maybe one day you'll be here with Terry and it'll be the Trent Terry Tuesday twofer or something like that. It's a hell of an alliteration. Last night, Sean and Jamie, since I have now been exiled out of the Horse Center show, they had on trainer Chelsea Moisey as she prepares for her Oaklawn meet. Fantastic show. If you haven't had a chance to, make sure you check that out right here. Horse Racing Radar TV. Follow us on all of our social sites. You see it scrolling down below. Make sure you check that out. Tonight, another great guest on at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's a young man, 17 years old, Bryson Butterfly, a Native American jockey, just getting his career started. So we're going to introduce you to somebody new we think you're going to hear a lot more about. So again, make sure you check that out tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern with Jamie and Sean, only here on Horse Center. So we introduce you to more people than just about anybody else on the planet. Yeah, indeed. We do indeed bring some great people to the show, Charles. I'm sure you've checked a lot of those out, right?
Oh, yeah.
Indeedy. All right. So today, Charles and I, of course, are going to do Parx as we got set back a little bit by the slowness in which Parx let out the scratches today. So hopefully we can get up to speed. After a decent day yesterday, I think I had the exacta and trifecta. I think I had exacta in 7 out of 11 races. A lot of chalk, though. So let's see if today we can find some prices in here. The weather's supposed to be kind of rainy today. It doesn't seem like it's raining yet, right, Charles?
Last I checked, it was a 75% right now. So
it could rain. The skies could open at any moment.
Yep.
If they have not already. All right, well, let's open up with our picks right now at this moment. So race number 1 at Parx is 1 mile and 70 yards. Kind of get used to that distance today, folks, because there's a lot of them at 1 mile and 70 yards. The profile of a winner on that Parx course at 1 mile and 70 yards is early inside out speed. I put something else in here today, 31% of which have gone wire to wire. I was working on something, Charles, and kind of tell me what you think about this. This sheet, I went ahead and simulated 1,000 races based upon horses getting to the quarter-mile marker, 1,000 based upon their last 10 starts or so. And looking at this number, you'll see the 7-horse Cash on First has a 58% chance to have the lead at the opening quarter. What do you think about that?
You know what? That might be true in this race.
Mm-hmm. And one of the interesting things I was thinking about in this respect, Charles, is if you look at that, 58%, but remember that approximately 31% go wire to wire. So if you took 58%, then I'll put this on the next one, and multiplied it by 31%. So that would be roughly, about 18%? So 18%, yeah. So about 18% of the time, just from a pure math standpoint, the 7-horse is a candidate to go wire to wire. And if it does, then if you get odds of like 6 or 1 or better on that 7-horse, Charles, it would be a great opportunity just to bet them, because statistically speaking, that's a profitable way to bet. And that's all about making money, right? That's the game plan.
That's right. Find any angle and every angle you can.
Indeed. So I forgot to do something real quick, Charles. So forgive me as I get this set up and ready to go. There we go. That's not what I wanted. That's really not what I wanted. Hold on a second, folks. Forgive me for being slow. As I mentioned, we are trying to catch up at the end. And here we go. Race number 1. Let's take a look at our way to the winner's circle worksheet. What we'll find here again is that the E's are horses that want to get to the front, your leader type. The EPs are the type that want to either lead or play co-pilot. P's are co-pilots, always within 2 lengths of the leader, but never on the lead when they win. PCs can ride coach, or they can be co-pilots as well. And then C's are the closers. These are the horses that always come from off the pace. All right, when the gates open, Charles, that 7-horse that we mentioned does look like it has a good shot to be the leader. 58% chance, followed by the 1-horse. The up and arrows, down arrows, side arrows, the horses moving up in class, down in class, sideways in class. And at the end, this 4-horse is going to be charging with a strong late pace advantage. After all of these delays and introductions and new stuff, Charles, tell us what you have.
It's his race to lose, which is the 7. 100%. He's going to be he's the speed of the speed. Uh, this horse is third after a layoff. This is his third one. Ran third last time out. Trainer gets 21%. Everything says green light go on this one. Uh, the two horse here is my second choice. This one has tactical, but more on the late type of speed. Third after a layoff. Trainer gets 15%. And then my third choice here for some of the exotics, the three, he drops in class today, hot jockey in the last 7 days. He's back on dirt, which will be actually mud. And then my final choice in this race will be the one. The rail does get 20% at this distance. He likes the distance and he fits well with these type of horses.
All right, so I like the 7 horse here too. As we mentioned, seems like she might have a she does have an early speed advantage. Well, it looks like that. Pretty strong probability going to be on the lead here. If you look at the history, the best run was off on off track. So for me, the rest of them all look about the same, Charles, to be honest with you. So I just went ahead, and I'm going to be honest. I just ranked them since they all look pretty same to me, pretty much based upon their odds, highest to lowest. I'm going to go with the 6 horse Government Girl. Does catch a weight break, and what the heck. Number 1, Charlie's Wild Angel gets the rail, as you mentioned. Ran a Z pattern last time out, and that's where the early pace figures are here. The mid pace figures are down a little bit, and then the horse rebounds at the end of the race. As you mentioned, does get that rail that wins at about 18%. Good number there. And then finally, number 3, Nancy, My Love. This one's dropping multiple classes after better pace figures from beginning to end in its last start. Race number 2, as I mentioned, mile and 70 yards. Get used to it, baby, because this is another mile and 70 yards, maiden special weight. This one is for $50,000 Pennsylvania registered breds, maidens, 2 years old. So, of course, my best bet, right? PA breds that are 2-year-old. Yeah. All right. So,
Hey,
again, early inside out speed's the way to go. Let's take a look again at this. I still have race number 1 up. So, race number 2, it looks like the 7 horse. These guys got game. 71% chance to get the lead, or basically the 1 horse. Again, limited resumes here, so I don't know that you want to put full faith in that data. But if we go ahead and look at our early pace figures for our way to the winner's workle sheet, again, not much that really is shown that it wants the lead. The 1 and the 7, just as that other sheet showed, do look like they're the ones with the most speed out of the gates. The 4 horse going to be scratched, but the 6 horse in here does have a plus late pace advantage. So the 1 and 7 tire, the 6 is probably going to roll right on by. This one's my best bet. Charles, let me see if you have my best bet in your picks.
well, I think there's plenty of speed in this race. Usually, when it's a muddy track, I like the single speed, but there's actually too many speed horses in this race. So I really like the 6 horse here. Back to back with really liking some horses. 7-6, that's a great daily double. But the 6 here
It's my birthday. You couldn't get a better daily double.
Oh, you're 76 today? Okay, great. All
Yes,
right,
indeed. Times 2, Charles.
So,
But still
horse
younger
ran-
than you. How about that?
you might be.
You can
Ran
answer
very
if
good.
it was the chicken or the egg. That's how long you've been around.
What are you trying to say?
Dirt.
Yes.
It's up to you anyway.
Dirt. This horse ran very good. 4th last time out. He gets Pennington. Ness is the trainer, 26%, but Ness gets 32% first after a claim. And I might say this right now today. We might see some kind of record today. Ness winning a ton of races today. He's got very live horses.
Mm-hmm. I have the
live.
same thing. Ness and Silvera. It's a name you're going to hear a lot from me too.
Amazing how many live horses he has. So my second choice here would be one of the speed horses, the 7. This horse ran 3rd last time out. He's going longer today. Trainer gets 24% when he puts him first time in a route, and he's normally a 16% trainer, so that's a good angle. The 2 horse ran 4th the last 2 times. They're adding the blinkers today, so that means they're going to get more speed out of him, I think. Well bet in the last time out, so there's some more speed for the 6 to run at. And then, of course, my final choice here is the 1. He ran fourth last time out. Rail gets 20%. You got a hot trainer for the last 14 days. So that will conclude my exotics.
All right, so I'm in complete agreement with you. I think Ness and Silvera could run the car today. But this is first off the claim for Jamie Ness. Brings this horse in after Keeneland running the top last race speed figure and then put in some decent Parx work. So I think you're going to see this horse perform very well. Number 2, Capital Conquest was the favorite last time out. Didn't perform up to expectations, beaten favorite. But trainer Scott Lake, the next time around the track with chalk that disappoints, wins at 21%. Mr. Lakes put some nice workouts into this guy between races. Number 7, as we mentioned, this one should be in the lead. This guy's got game. Should be close to the pace from the jump. Going to go long for the first time, which is a 24% winning angle for trainer Luis Linder Jr., who normally wins at about 16%. So that's an alpha for double L's there. And then finally, number 1 is we got the same 4 horses, just slightly different in the middle. Alta Fox ran a Z pattern again, a little bit nicer numbers in the beginning, a little bit of a dip in the middle, and then rebounding in the end. Maybe this horse can improve in its second starter off a layoff. The record is mixed on that one. Race number 3, Charles, is guess what? 1 mile and 70 yards, claiming $7,500 for a purse of 21 grand. Again, when you're looking at horses at the mile and 70 yards, the type that typically win have a little bit of early speed, preferably an inside post. We want to take a look again at what race number 3 portends in terms of which horses I might get to the lead. Again, 1,000 simulations based upon the horse's most recent races. And we see that the 3 horse has a 65% chance to get to the lead. If not that, the 7, Petulant Delight. All right, Richard English, come on, you know these words. Race number 3. Our way to the winner's circle worksheet, we see that the 3 horse indeed does have some early speed. In fact, it has so much early speed that it has a plus advantage at the 4 furlong marker. So it should be about a length and a half, maybe ahead of everybody else. And then on the way down the stretch they come. This 1 horse, if it's anywhere near the front, has so much late energy, it could be hard to hold off. Grit and Grind. Will they do it?
Well, this is my exacta of the day.
Exacta of the day.
Yes.
Is it ice cold or box?
No, it'll be a box because I think they're both very good horses. The 3, like you said, he is definitely the speed of the speed. Drops in class today. You get Gomez hooked up with Ness on this one. Ness is always going to be the beneficiary on this.
Yes,
and so that horse will be very, very tough to beat. But if there's going to be someone that's going to beat him, it will be the 1 tactical speed, but more on the closing side. The horse ran 3rd last time out. You got to, once again, that solid trainer jockey combo. And guess who's at the end of the trainer part of it? Ness again.
Jamie Ness.
It's amazing.
He's going to pay for all of his holiday presents today.
Where did he get all these horses today? Mm-hmm. The 6 horse is my 3rd choice. Won last time out. Has that tactical speed. This horse has been very hot at the claim box this year 3 times. So look for this horse to finish up some of the exotics. And then my final choice in this race will be the 7. This is another horse that does have some speed, but I don't think he's going to be able to keep up with the 3. Claim last time out. He goes longer today, but he does fit with these type of horses.
Well, I'm going to go with the 1 horse here. I'm sad to say I don't think you're going to get your exacta of the day, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Grit and Grind. Again, get used to it. Ness and Silvera today, they're going to have a big day. This guy's got a huge late pace advantage over the rest of the field. In fact, that late run can be almost borderline amazing at times. Number 6, El Hermano, has the top early pace, late pace combination in the field and smashed him last time out with the top last race speed figure. Number 2, Mr. Thrifty. That'll be Charles when we finally get together for dinner, I'm sure. That last race was bad, really bad, but going to toss that one out because the previous 9 races were probably good enough to win in this spot. Question is, can he rebound? But today he's going to drop to the lowest race that he's done in the last 10. So we'll see if indeed the drop in class equals a rebound. And then finally, number 3, your first choice here. The reason I don't like this guy as much as you do, Stay Hydrated, is I'm not a big fan, if you watch the Parx, of the Penn Shippers coming in. Their numbers look good at Penn, then they come to Parx and they struggle. So it's almost like when the Parx horses go to Naira with great numbers and they struggle. So it does have that early pace advantage and gets a huge drop in class here and a weight break. So maybe the weight break, the drop in class with the early speed will be enough to overcome the Penn to Parx anti-bias. Race 4, Charles, is a guess what? Another mile and 70 yards. So pay attention to those early ones because you're going to get a sense of how the track is going to play for sure. Optional claiming $50,000, non-winners of 3. Purse is 43 grand. Again, inside speeds the way you probably want to go. If we take a look at our 1,000 race simulation, the Edge of Glory, the one horse, 91, almost 92% chance it's going to have the lead. Only other horse that looks like it might contend in here is the 6 horse, Charles. Let's see what that plays out. Here we see the 6 horse and the 1 again, looking like they do have absolutely the most early pace. That's why they're boxed. And then you see over here the 2 horses, EP type, so probably going to sit right behind these 2. See which one gets tired, run by it at the end. And then the 3 horse has the most late pace, Charles. Anybody going to get the lead over that 1, Charles, you think, or not?
Absolutely not. This would have been, I was really debating make this my best bet of the day. This horse has tons of speed. It's his race to lose. Guess what? Pennington and guess who?
Jamie Ness. Indeed, he's going to buy all of his Christmas presents tomorrow.
I know.
He's going shopping tomorrow. That's why he's got all these horses in there.
One last time out. Well bet the last 3 times. Yeah, this is a very. It's going to be. I'd be surprised if anyone can beat him. The 6 horse is the only one I think is going to run in for the exotics. That's going to have the closest to him. Ran second last time out. Blinker's off today, so they're looking for him to relax a little bit better. And then the 2 horse has some speed, but he's not going to keep up with the 1. Wide last time out. Jockey gets 14%. And then the 3 horse is my final for the exotics. Ran third last time out. He's going longer today, but yeah, good luck, everybody, to catch that 1.
Yeah, I think the 1 horse, as you mentioned, in race number 4, Parx, Edge of Glory, should be involved from go to photo, has the best early pace, late pace combination in the field, so going to run a complete race for sure. Number 2, Be On Board. At the distance, 3 times, 2 wins and a second. Kind of hard to argue with that record. 50-50, he's better in round 2 off the sidelines. Again, another horse with a mixed bag of improving or dropping in the second time out of the barn. Number 6 tops the charts. Might not top the chart here, but definitely will try for it. Like the 1 horse, I expect to be involved in the pace from the jump. And since its last workout last race has a couple of bullet workouts, so potentially sharper today than last time. And then finally, number 5, the Beach Walker. Classic Charles Angle, the 3rd start after a layoff, which is a 31% winner for trainer Juan Guerrero, who otherwise wins at 23%. So an alpha angle for Mr. Guerrero for a horse that's run into distance 10 times, a win, a second, but 6 thirds. So probably should have moved them up a spot in here. Race number 5, Charles, we finally get away from a mile and 70 yards. This one is 5.5 furlongs. So they go from one end of the track to the other. 5.5 furlongs, claiming $7,500 for a purse of $22,000. At 5.5 furlongs, the profile of the winner says early speed, particularly on the outside. 46% of these horses, Charles, so let's just say roughly 50% go wire to wire. In race number 5, if we look at the likelihood of who's going to get the lead, it looks like it comes down to the 7 or the 3.
The
so
7 scratch.
Oh, so it's just going to be the 3 then, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the 3 is likely to be your pace. So yeah, I did these last night, and because of the lateness of the scratches today, didn't get a chance to update them. And I'm sure that the simulation would change now with the 7 scratch because others would now take its place. But it does look like the 3 is the one that's most likely to have the most early pace in race number 5. And again, you're right. All these horses are scratched. The 7's out, the 2's out, the 4's out, the 6 is out. So that does leave the 3 as an E-horse that likely takes the lead. And then most of the other real competitive guys got knocked out of this race, Charles. So what do you think happens now?
Yeah, thanks to the scratches, I really now like the three a lot. Before I liked the 7 and 4 just as equal, if not more. But they're out, so this horse is going to be on the lead. He ran second last 4 times, and you got Pennington, and guess who again? Yep, Ness.
Jamie Ness is going to run the
Well,
card today.
I was I was I was beaten. I was trying to beat him, but they scratched out.
Hmm.
The 10 horse here is my second choice. This horse does have some kind of tactical speed, but more on the late side. Jockey gets 20%. Definitely fits with these type of horses. The 9 horse is my third choice. Another one that has that tactical, but more on the late side. Cuts back in distance today. The trainer gets 22%, so not too bad for this horse. And then the 5 to finish out the exotics. This horse drops today. Got that more of that tactical speed, cuts back in distance. So, you know, this could be a little bit mix up, but they're going to have to beat the 3, which, he's not a solid winner, but he looks pretty good.
Well, Jalebi Baby was considerably better in the first half mile of its last race, but unfortunately has a very bad case of seconditis, finishing second 4 in a row. So maybe one that's kind of looking around at the end of like, isn't somebody supposed to pass me in here? Number 9, Rose Legacy. For me, the rest of these horses are all pretty close. So it's just a matter of splitting hairs. This one was much better in the first half mile of its last race. Just an indication of a horse that's improving. Number 5, Turing Marianne. Drops in class. Usually this horse makes a pretty solid mid-move. And those are important in these short sprint races. Those are the horses that are making the move on the turn, and that's what you really want to see. And then I'm closing it out in race number 5 with number 1, Princess Emma Joe. This one is a class dropper that I'm looking for improvement out of as a price in the second start after a layoff. It's also our hot dog pick 4 final race, where Charles is going to have an all. He's going to go all in on that one horse in race number 4. Probably not a bad idea, but I do think he couldn't get a little bit of competition. I just feel like with all the scratches in race number 5, the 3 and the 9 stand above the rest because all of the other horses that I felt were competitive got knocked out of the spot. And then the 6, I almost singled the 6 in race number 2, but just in case, because I think he's going to be low price, went with the 2. So 2 by 3 by 3 by 2. Charles, 2 by 3 by 1 by all. So Charles makes it to the last leg. What does that make you, Charles?
Winner, chicken dinner.
Guaranteed winner for certain. All right. So hopefully you get there. 1 minute, 2 minutes to go to race 1 at Parx. So let's trek forward to race 6, and then we'll come back and look at the first race as they get out of the barn. Race 6 is the first leg of our second pick 4, which is our prime rib pick 4. It's also Charles' best bet. And just like me, he's a little bit nutty. Did it in a maiden claiming race for $40,000. Too many first-time starters to look at the speed. Too many first-time starters for there to be a way to the winner's circle worksheet. But we do know at 6 furlongs you want speed. Posts 2 through 7 and out are pretty fair. The 1 is a little bit of a penalty. Charles, take us through race 6 and explain why this horse is your best bet.
Well, like I said, I liked a lot of horses today, and it started with the first 2, and then, of course, the 4th race. But this is my best bet of the day. The 1 horse here, he drops in class today. He ran 3rd last time out, and I bet you can't guess who the trainer is.
Oh, it's not Jamie Ness. Not.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, indeed.
So, you got the hot jockey trainer combo there. They're very hard to beat. I just see this horse just romp in this group here. Even the first timers, they're going to have to show a lot to do something here. The 6 horse is my second pick here. This horse definitely has some solid works on him. Bred to sprint, and the trainer gets 38% when he debuts in a maiden claiming. So that's a good angle.
Mm-hmm.
So I see this horse doing some kind of damage if he's really ready to rock and roll, but he looks like it. He is. And then the 2 horse is my third choice. Bred to sprint also. The Dam has 4 winners out of 7 starters. Not bad. And then the final pick here for all the exotics, the 3.
All right. So
Drops.
they're just about ready to roll, Charles, in
Okay.
race number 1. So let's take a look at that. Let's look at this speed chart too right away and then see how it holds up when they come out of the gate. So we have looks like we have the 7 likely to be on the lead, followed by the 5, and then it's a close call between the 2 and the 3. So let's see if that's indeed how it plays out, as the 7 Cash On First does go in last, as they're ready, locked, and ready to go. Let's see what happens. Oh, the 5 horse don't want to run just yet. He's a little bit anxious. Now they got him settled in. The dirt is flying. So it looks like as they come out of the gate, the 7 horse will likely be the leader at the quarter-mile marker. The 1 dips down to the rail as they come through the front here. The 1, 7, 1, 2. So the 5 horse didn't respond, as he apparently was unhappy with the way he was going into the gate. So through the first turn, Cash On First is first, followed by Charlie's Wild Angel. The 2 horse Over the Blue Sky is running second, and then followed by number 3, Nancy My Love, as they're about a horse to horse to horse. There's a trio of horses in the back that includes the 5, the 4, and the 6. The 5 horse now, Treasure Seeker, looking like it's going to try to get involved. The 5 horse looks like it might be done for the day there, Treasure Seeker. And then the 4 horse on the rail all the way in the back as they went through the opening quarter in 24 and 3. Still led up front by Cash On First. Inside on the rail, Charlie's Wild Angel. Outside of him, the number 2 horse, Over the Blue Sky, followed by the 3 horse, which is Nancy My Love. Nancy My Love starting to try to make a move between the 2 and the 1 and making its presence felt. On the outside, the gray now making a pretty hard charge up in there, starting to challenge the 7 horse for the lead. Although it looks to me like the jockey's a little bit out on the 3 horse, hasn't really asked for much out of the 7 yet as they come into the turn. It's going to be 7-3. The question is who's going to get third. Right now, the 1 on the rail, but the 2 is responding back. So it looks like to me it's going to go 7, 3, 2, and 1. 7, 3, 2, and 1. The 7 horse got the lead as we expected. 58% chance. Went wire to wire, followed by the 3, then the 2, 1. 7, 3, 2, 1 to open the show, Mr. Charles.
I had the Super.
Yes, indeed. I had the Exacta, but like I said, I felt like all those other horses in the end, I was just looking for a price and didn't get one, but still got the Exacta. Just not too far off from the trifecta. What are you going to do? Ain't going to pay much for the 3 to 5 on top anyways. That was kind of my thinking. All right, Charles, for me in race number 6, hopefully everybody like that. Thank you, Muhammad. I appreciate that. Course number 5, race number 9. What do you think? So course number 5, I got to think it's Parx. Race course 5, number 9. Race 5, number 9. Charles, we both like that horse. Charles has it as his 3rd pick, and I have it as my 2nd pick, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, in race number 6, so yeah, it's a horse we both think will be very competitive, Muhammad Ali. We appreciate your comments. If you have any questions, you have any thoughts, any picks that you want to share with us, please do so. Light us up in the comments section. For me in race 6, I like also the 1 horse. The Visibility is coming in from Churchill Downs and Keeneland. I consider that a track drop, and it's also dropping after running the top last race speed figure. So going to be a lot for everybody else to handle here. Number 6, Dream Chaser. I like the workouts for this horse. Trainer Robert Reed does win at 22%, first-time starters. And when he debuts at maiden claiming ranks, he's won 5 of 8. Quick math says 62% there. Number 4, Hip Hop Hooray. Oh, anyway, this is a conundrum here for me, Charles. The workouts really stink, but trainer Ernesto Precadio has won 6 out of 16 with first-timers and 4 out of 10 with horses that debut at the maiden claiming. So maybe he's just not – maybe he likes what he saw in the works with the horse early on.
Well, maybe he doesn't put that. He probably just puts the works that he has to show. Because some trainers will work in between the works. And those would be no one clocks it officially. And most of the time, that's usually a mile workout, what they call a 2-minute lick. So like probably doing that.
Yeah, because the workouts on paper completely suck. I mean, I'm just be honest with you. And then, but when you look at the trainer's record, something smells fishy to me. So I'm trying to fish one out of here, Charles. Number 2, my sweet Kaylee does have probably the best workouts, but the trainer in this spot is the exact opposite. He's only 1 for 28 in maiden claiming. So real conundrums for me with the 4 and the 2. Do I go with the works or do I go with the trainer? So I said, out of hell with it. I'll put one on both sides and hope I'm right on one at a price. Race number 7. Let's see, course 2-2. I don't know, course 2-2. Race 2, Charles. I'm not sure what course number, guys, because in the States we list them by the name of the track.
Well, I like the 2. I have them in my pick. Let's put that away. Race 2.
Yeah, I have him as my second pick, so I think that's what he means. If you can put the name of the track down and then the race number, that would help us out a lot. All right, so race number 7 at Parx. Race 7 at Parx, Charles, is a 6 furlong race, maiden, special weight, $70,000. Again, not enough to look at the speed to see which one would get the lead because most of these horses only run once, maybe twice. Some have not run at all. Did put together a way to the winner's circle based upon what they've done so far. And we see in the very limited experience, this 4-horse does look like it has the most early get up and go out of the gates, has the most, some of the most late pace, should run a very solid race from beginning to end. And the 2 and 3 are a couple of first-time starters. The 5 and 7 are moving up in class. So this is another race that I think puts you a little bit of a pickle, Charles. And I'll tell you why I think that people, go ahead. Tell us what you like, and I'll tell you why I think it's a little bit of a pickle.
A pickle. Well, I'm going to go out on a limb and make a solid statement here. Ness will not win this race.
Ooh, because he's not in it.
Oh, that's right. Okay. But, and they're probably lucky they're not in it because I really believe the 4 is a winner here.
Let's just talk a little bit about this 4-horse real quick. Yeah. I wanted to put the 4-horse in here too as my top pick because all of the workouts look good. As far as the early race speed, it looks like it has a huge early race speed advantage. The maintenance work, but Michael Catalano Jr. is 0 for 21 in second career starts, 2 for 32 in the maiden special weight, and only 2 for 37 with 2-year-olds. So, yeah, the horse looks solid, but, man, does that trainer struggle under these circumstances.
Well, let me put it this way. If you're going to break out of a serious slump like that, those are bad numbers.
So you're going to do it at a maiden in Parx?
Well, you're going to do it with a horse that shows that it should win this race. It really should. So that's the type of horse to break out of any kind of slump. You want a horse that, at least on paper, shows that it has a shot to beat these horses and should be the favorite.
So Muhammad Ali in the last race says he likes the 2 and the 1 as the best horses by far. All right. Sorry, Charles, to interrupt you. I'm just letting you know I'm going to play away from that 4 because I'm going to go with I'm going to play the cold barn until it shows me it's not cold no more.
Well, I'm playing the horse, and I think if the trainer's been good in the past and has other good horses, he'll get there, just like Zito. When is Zito going to get that win? Is my next question.
2023.
This horse ran second last time out. He has the speed, like I said. He's got everything there. Overall, the trainer's 20%. So, yeah, I mean, the trainer's no slouch. And the 5-horse is my second pick here. This horse ran second last time. He definitely has some speed too. You got a hot trainer in the last 14 days training this horse. The 6-horse is my third choice. A good first race. I mean, it was a solid, good race. He's got that tactical speed, it looks like. Trainer gets 25% as second career race. So this horse should be ready to rock and roll. And then I'll take the 3-horse, first-time starter. This horse is at Solid Works, great breeding for speed and distance. So look for this horse even later on for longer.
I don't think you need to look out for him any longer than today because he's my top pick. Good series of workouts, especially like that November 15th, 4 furlongs and 47 and 3. Going to absolutely press the 4 out of the gates. Number 2 is my second choice. Another one that's a first-time starter, Professor Cool. Again, this is trainer Ernesto Padilla Precario, winner 6 out of 16 with first-time starters, and 2 out of 6 when he debuts at the maiden special weight. His numbers are completely the opposite of Michael Catalano Jr., who is the 4-horse here. I'm going to try to beat this 4-horse, who's likely going to go off 3-5, 4-5, 1-1, 2-5. Going to be heavily bet because on paper it just seems to have superior advantage over everybody else. But I'm going to play against those. I'm going to play those odds that Michael Catalano just doesn't win in this situation. Number 6, Go East, is the opposite of trainer Michael Catalano. Here, Tyler Service wins 4 out of 16. So quick math will tell you that is 25% in second career starts. And this horse should be coming on late. So I think if any of these, I mean, really outside of the 4 and the 2 first-time starters, I don't really feel like there's a whole lot else in here. Mm-hmm. Race number 7, Charles. We just did race number 7. So now we're going to move on to race number 8, which is a 7-furlong race. I think 3 out of the last 4 are 7 furlong. So you want to pay attention to race number 8 to see what the bias looks like. But so far at Parx, 7 furlongs, there's been an early inside out speed with 31% of the horses going wire to wire. Again, let's take a look at the speed, what it looks like according to our 1,000 simulations for race number 8. And we see here the 4-horse Enchanting, as long as he's not scratched. He's not scratched. Just the 6 is out. So Enchanting Way has a 71% chance to have the lead. We just saw the 7-horse in the other race with the high probability to get the lead, go wire to wire. If not that, the Goddess of Snakes, she might really scare him off, otherwise known as Medusa. And if we look at the weight of the winner circle, the 6 being out, which was a left arrow horse, thought it might be a factor, but not today. That 4-horse indeed does have a punch of early speed. And this 3-horse down here, which looks like it should be close to the front, although the early pace figures said, man, maybe not. But it does have the top late pace and should run a very solid race from beginning to end. When they end, Charles, how are they going to line up?
I like the 4-horse here. This horse is drops in class. He has that tactical speed. He could sit right there, second or third, if he wants, or he might inherit the lead. You never know, which is fine. He adds the blinkers today, which they're asking him to concentrate a little bit better. You just toss out the last race. If you toss out his last race, this horse is 7 for 10 over the year. So this is a hard knocking horse. So I think it's his chance today to do it. The 1 horse is my second choice. This horse has speed. The rail gets 20%. You got that hot jockey trainer combo, and guess who that is?
Jamie Ness.
Yep.
And Ruben Severa.
My third choice here is the 2. He won last time out, second after a layoff, and he has that tactical speed. He can sit really close to him, and more like on the end of it, he'll have some closing speed. And then my final choice here is the 7. He has that tactical speed, also hot jockey in the last 7 days. Trainer gets 19% when they're 46 plus days off. So you got a fresh horse here that could have some kind of say in the exotics.
So Muhammad, yeah, Charles said he really likes the 4. I'm a little bit against the 4 in that race because of the trainer statistics. I do like the 3-horse, and Charles said that the breeding there looks pretty phenomenal. So hopefully the 3-horse gets that one. All right, for me in race number 8, as we power our way through this card, the Goddess of Snakes gets the top call for me. Ness and Silvera, again, get used to that. A little concerned that this horse regressed in basically the last 5 races, but Jamie went ahead and put a workout into this horse, a pretty nice workout in between races. Hadn't done that in a while. The last time he did it, the horse did bounce back, so I'm looking for a little bit more from the Goddess of Snakes today. Number 3, E.T.'s Moon Maiden, consistent performer, does have the top late pace and the best combination of early, mid, and late pace figures in the field. Ran the top last race speed figure and dropping in class. So a whole lot going on in E.T. Moon Maiden's favor. Number 8, because I said, woo! Upped her 2 and 4 pace numbers in the last race. Resume says this horse is 50% on coming and being more to the table in the second start off of the bench. And then finally, number 4, Enchanting Way was a tough call for me over the 5 horse here, but I'm going to take the early speed over the horse that should come from off the pace. Race number 9 is another 7 furlong race. Charles, they bunched them up in 1 mile and 70 yards, 7 furlongs. Again, you want some speed at a mile at 7 furlongs, particularly inside out speed. If we take a look once again, and I think this one has the highest probability of a horse getting to the lead today. It is. The 9 horse, Center Mid Maddie, a 97% chance that the 9 horse is going to get the lead. Pelota, so the 2 soccer-related names during the World Cup week here at horse racing today. 2 soccer-related ones are going to get to the front, but it's all about Center Mid Maddie when the gates open. Looking at the way to the winner circle, again, it does look like Center Mid Maddie does have a plus early pace advantage through the first quarter mile. Race is kind of balanced with you have about 5 horses that want to be on the lead, 4 horses that might try to come from the back, of which the 7 has the most late paced from that bunch. All right, with the soccer theme, Charles, who do you have scoring goal?
Well, this being my long shot of the day, yes, I totally agree. The 9's going to be out in front, but I think he will get caught, and it's going to be by his barn mate. From whose barn again? Yeah,
Jamie Ness.
Jamie Ness. Number 1. The number 1 horse here ran 3rd last time out. Well bet last time. He has that more or less the tactical speed more. He could do whatever he wants. He could sit 2nd or 3rd, or even come off the pace, take the lead, doesn't matter. And he's bred for the turf and the off-going. He's totally 100% bred for those 2 things. So we're going to have the off-going today, so look out. The 6 is my second choice to catch the 9. This horse cuts back in distance today. You got the Rudy Rodriguez Gomez combo there. That's a good combo. Has tactical speed to sit right there real close to the leader. He was claimed 2 back, so it looks good there. And then the 9 horse will hang on for some of this exactas and exotics here. Has speed, definitely. Claimed 2 back. Well bet the last 2 times. We already know who the trainer is. Pennington's the rider. And my final choice in this race is the 2. This horse ran 2nd last time out. He was claimed 2 back, and he's definitely another one that has that tactical speed to stay close to him.
All right, so this is my box it up. 4 horses put together in an exacta box, trifecta box, superfecta box. I like the 1 horse just like you, Pelota. Otherwise, that's ball in Spanish. Should be close to the pace with some of the most late pace in the field and does ride that 18% winning rail. Center Mid Maddie, very likely, as we mentioned, to be the pace setter in this race. The only question for me is, can Center Mid Maddie score and hold on at the end? Number 2, Bad, a tribute to George Thorogood, I'm sure. Bad to the bone. 2 off, 2nd off the claim, which is an alpha angle for trainer Miguel Rodriguez. 28% winner for a trainer that normally wins at 23%. And did run the top last race speed figure in the first go around the track for Mr. Rodriguez. Finally, number 6, Charger, is a New York Racing Association track dropper. That's 1 for 1 at Parx. Good workouts, getting ready to come back for his first race since October the 13th. All right, Charles, the late daily double just about to start off in race number 10. Back to 1 mile and 70 yards. Again, 1 mile and 70 yards. Inside speed is the way to go. 31% of the horses have gone wire to wire. Once again, our simulations for 1,000 races. This one looks like it could be a little bit more competitive on the lead with Nay Dude, a little bit of a Christmas, I guess. Follow or horse, right? Nay is the sound that they make. Nay. The Nay horse, Expensive Cut, and Jock O'Hare as the 3 horses that are likely to compete for the lead. If we look at what it sets up for, the 3-horse is indeed a left arrow horse, but just didn't make the cut for me today, unfortunately. Real close, though. The 4-horse and the 5-horse. The 5-horse should be on the lead as well. The 4-horse sitting right off that duo has the most late pace and likely a very strong race from beginning to end for the 4. Charles, in race number 10, how do you line them up?
Okay, well, in this race, I like the 4-horse here. This horse ran second last time out. He's 9 for 15 this year. He's 7 for 9 in the offgoing. So he definitely likes the way it's going to be today.
Indeed.
He has that tactical speed to hang in there. He could either have the lead or sit right off of him, which I think he'll sit off of him. And I think it's his race. But there is going to be some competition here. The 5. A horse has speed, won last time out. You got a hot jockey the last 7 days. And then guess who has a live horse here? Number 6. You got that hot jockey trainer combo, Mr. Ness. This horse has that tactical speed to sit right there. And then my final choice in this race is the 1. This horse ran second last time out. The rail gets 20% and definitely fits with these type of horses.
Indeed, your 4-horse is likely to be the heavy favorite. I think 3-2 morning line, if I remember correctly. I'm going to start off with my long shot in here, short field. So it's one of the shorter fields in here. So I think if I can get a little bit of early speed, and I think Expensive Cut has a shot to be up on the lead, at least to be involved from go to photo. But it's never run out of the money in 7 races at Parx. 2 wins, 2 seconds, 3 thirds. Never run out of the money at the distance. 5 times out, 3 wins, a second and a third. Loves the track, loves the distance. Has a little bit of opportunity to be involved in a short field from go to photo. I'm going to put on top as my long shot. Number 6, as you mentioned, it's Jamie Ness and Ruben Silvera again. And did run better fractions last time out. So I like to see that in making its second start at Parx, where it's already won its first time around that track. Number 4, probably going to be your heavy favorite, is the one to beat, but we're going to try to get some better odds here. This horse really, Charles, is not all that far from winning 7 straight and will have a very complete effort today as it has the best combination of early, mid, and late pace numbers. And then we'll close it out with number 2, Malibu Star, another horse that's preferred to run at Parx. 5 times out, won 3 of them with a second. It returns after trying his luck at Churchill Downs. And then since he's returned, it has a decent maintenance workout. So I think he's going to like the trip back from Louisville to Ben Salem. Last race on the card is another 7 furlong race. Again, 7 furlongs does favor horses that have a little bit of early inside out speed, 31% of which have gone wire to wire. Our last look at the new thing that we're introducing. I got another one tomorrow, so you're going to want to make sure you tune in for that. We're actually going to simulate races based upon speed figures and then show what odds should be versus, well, not what they should be, but what they are based upon the simulation. And then we'll see if we can find some value horses in there. In this race, it looks like it's between the 9 and the 10 to see which one will carry the torch once the gates open. And we see that again, that does play out here in our Way to the Winner's Circle worksheet. The 7-horse, which could have been a part of that mix, is out. The 6-horse, which could have been a part of that mix, is out. So that really opens the door for the 9 and the 10 to get out versus all of these closers and run some pretty comfortable fractions, Charles. Do you think the 9 and the 10, is that another exacta for you right around the box? I know it's your box it up, so.
Yeah, well, I see the 10 just getting wiped out, at one point here. But I do see the 9 going pretty much wire to wire. If he's not got the lead right away, I think he will have it pretty soon. So I'm going to say the 9 is going to be your winner, wire to wire, and I'm going to make the boldest statement ever again. Ness will not win this race. Remember,
Ness will not win that race because he won't be
heard it
there.
here first.
So the best place to kind of watch, Eric, is if you can get an account with like Twin Spires or you have TVG. They have the races always available. And then there's one thing called, and I really don't like to mention them, but it's called HRTV, Horse Racing TV, where you can get a subscription to watch the races too. The reason I don't like to mention them is because we called to see if indeed they wanted to sponsor us, and they were not so polite in their response, unfortunately. And we do get that question a lot. So in any case, we'll still be the better guy here, Charles.
That's right. Okay, and then so my second choice here in this race will be the one. This horse has that tactical speed. The rail gets 18% in this situation. Jockey gets 15%. So the horse has got a shot here. Then the 5 is my third choice. Is this horse drops today? It's got that tactical speed. Jockey gets 20%. He cuts back today in distance. And then I'm going a little bit of a price here. This horse drops today. He's a closer. He cuts back. Second after a layoff. Hot jockey. So that's my box it up because of the odds and all that.
So they're about to go in for race number 2. So real quick, our hot dog pick 4s again. Charles going with the 6 and the 7. I'm going with the 6 and the 2. Charles and I both have 3 horses in leg number 2, race number 3. Then again, 3 for me. Charles singling up that 1, going all in that last leg. Those are our hot dog pick 4s. Let's see, Charles. I'll run through mine real quick here for this last leg, and then we'll see what that last race looks like real quick, Charles. Mm-hmm. So for me in race number 11, I am going to go with the 10 horse, the one that you think is going to get wiped out. One is last and his only start at Parx. It's going to be better in the second start after a layoff with the best early pace, late pace combination. Number 9, Birchmont Road, better in the second half of his last race. 4th race off the sidelines last time in a 4-race cycle. The 4th was just about as good, if maybe better than the other 3. He runs the line, catching a wake break, dropping in class to a level where he won 2 in a row, just 2 races back. So let's see if he can get back to that form. And then finally, number 1, Scotch Rocks, really consistent performer, rides that 18% rail, better pace numbers from across the beginning to the end of that race, in another that's looking to get better in the second start after a layoff. In race number 2, Charles, they're about to break out. Let's put this up on the screen and see how this plays out for race number 2 again. So race number 2, we said the 7 horse was likely to get to the lead, followed by maybe the 1 horse. And out of the gates they go, and it looks to me like the 1 on the rail is early on the leader. The 2 horse in between is the one kind of fanned out a little bit on that turn.
Oh my gosh, 1 more than fanned out.
Yes,
he
indeed.
Went about 6 wide.
Yes, indeed. Pushed everybody else kind of wide there, indeed. My computer now is decided to go on the slowdown mode. So the 1 horse indeed did get the lead. Alta Fox followed to the outside by 2. Capital Conquest, the 7 horse. These guys got game in 3rd. On the rail, you have the 5 horse, Let It Flow Joe. And then he's now being overtaken by the 6 horse, which is Time to Cruise. The 5 horse is fading badly as the 3 horse, Son of a Buck, and the 8 horse, Warriors Vendetta, start to try to get close in on the pack. Opening half in 48-1, still led on the front by Alta Fox, followed by the 2 horse, which is Capital Conquest. The 7 now starting to loom to the outside of the 2. In fact, making his move with the 6 now on the rail. Time to Cruise also going by the 2. So it looks like this race is between the 7, the 1, the 6, and the 3 horse, making a real big move. Son of a Buck moving to the outside. It's going to be the 7, really to the outside of the 1 as the jockey's now starting to get into 2. The question is, does the 3 horse have enough to get by? The 6 horse trying to make a move on the rail, though the 1 is stubbornly hanging on at the front as he's looking to make it 2 for 2, going wire to wire. The 6 horse surging on the rail, but it looks to me like, it's going to be the 3 on the outside, the 6, the 3, the 6, the 6, 3, 6, 3, 7. Charles in race number 2. Let's see.
6 ran a very good race.
He did indeed, didn't he?
Yeah, very good race.
All right, so let's go back to here. 6. That was my best bet. Oh, nice. Didn't have the 3, though. So thankfully the 6 got the win. Otherwise, we'd have been in a little bit of trouble with that hot dog pick 4, right?
That's right.
All right. So that's how it worked. Unfortunately, I've got to work up on my Spanish, Endrick. I'm not quite sure what you're saying there, but in any case, thanks for joining us, Eric. All right, Charles. So we're through 2 races. My best bet did come home. What did the 6 horse go off at, Charles? 6 horse going off at 1-1.
Yeah.
And then 6-3-7. Yeah, neither one of us had the 3. We both had the 7 in that mix, though. Oof, really tough race up that rail. So, all right, Charles, that wraps it up for today. A little bit later on today, well, right now, as a matter of fact, if you're looking for some Ohio picks, Mahoning Valley is our free track of the day. Just head on over to Guaranteed Tip Sheet. There is a link in the description down below. The 6 horse in race 1, Smudge the Cat, is a best bet. Hopefully, it can continue to bring home 6s as winners today, Charles. And college basketball tonight, you're going to want to make sure you check out Picks with the Professor. Again, a link in the description down below. When you go over there, let them know Horse Racing Today sent you. Good. Yes, indeed. I'm glad we did get that 6 horse up for the first place. That's a very good way to get started. I was thinking about singling them. I wish I would have now, Charles, but hindsight is always perfect. That's why you have to take a little bit of a spread your bets.
I almost singled him too. That's why I just do the 7 in with him.
Just in case, right? Yeah, that was my thinking too. All right. So again, here are our full race picks for today at Parx. My best bet just came home as a winner. Charles' best bet coming up in race number 6. In case you missed the hot dog pick 4, we both got off with the 6 horse, as expected, but maybe you might take a look at these for a pick 3 if you want to do that. Prime rib pick 4 coming up in race number 6. Charles, tell us about this. We forgot to go through this, so tell us about your prime.
Well, I mean, my best bet of the day, I'm singling out. I think race 7 is those are the top 4 horses, and race 8, like you said, there's really 3 horses that are really top, but it kind of leaves it open. Really, it's not the best solid 3 either. So and then race 9, I just spread out because I thought that was a very tough race.
And then if you get to the last one, you look like you got a pretty good coverage there too. So it's all going to come down to the 1 for Charles in race number 6. And then for me, I went 4x4 by 3 by 4. I agree with you. Race number 8, those 3 horses looked like they were the best of the bunch. Our prime rib, our box it ups. Charles is in race number 11. Mine is in race number 9. So almost back-to-backs box it up. Again, $1 exacta box, 50-cent try, 10-cent superfecta box. Charles, that wraps up all of our thoughts for today. Tomorrow, Terry and I will be back. I'll be rolling out a new data thing where we simulate 1,000 races again using the horse's most recent speed numbers, because that's the one number that they use to quantify or rank how well a horse ran relative to others. And we'll see what the odds are and what the simulator says the odds should be. Maybe we'll find some value tomorrow at Tampa Bay Downs with Terry. And then again on Thursday, Terry and I get together for Aqueduct. Friday, it'll be Thomas and I for Shot 10 at 2 o'clock Eastern, a little bit later start than normal. And not sure quite what Terry and I are going to do today on Saturday. Again, tonight, Jamie and Sean get together with a young jockey, Mr. Butterfly. You're going to want to check that out. It's going to be an awesome show. Looking forward to watching that one myself. All right, Charles, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
No, the only thing I can say is we have any viewers in Georgia, get out and vote. And that's it. Have a good day.
Indeed. Do your civic duty, go out and vote. And then when it's all said and done, let's try to be Americans again and not be at each other's throats. I think we all have we all recognize what the problems are. We just have perhaps different approaches to solving them. Just because Charles thinks differently than I about picking horses doesn't mean he's a bad guy. It means he's an A, beep. No, just kidding.
Pretty much.
But in any case, folks, we hope you have a fantastic Trent Tuesday, and that no matter what you do, it ends up in the
winner circle.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow with Terry for Tampa Bay Downs.